I'm slowly running into a problem that's been creeping up on me for quite some time. But today, probably the next week or so, we're gonna fix it. Today's video is sponsored by SecretLab. We all strive for the best possible gaming experience, but the importance of a good quality chair is often underestimated. SecretLab produces some of the most comfortable and high quality gaming chairs you can get. So upgrade your Commander chair today and fly in style and comfort. Follow the link in the video description to their store, type in your height, your weight, and it will tell you which chairs fit you for the best possible seating experience. So let me show you what the problem here is. This is an app I use to monitor my storage server, my NAS. And as you can see, I got an alert, got a warning saying that my main volume is at 81% and recommends values below 80. And that means my server's running out of space. I'm making too many videos and I don't have room to store all my data. It is an array consisting of 6 hard drives where 2 of them are redundant. That means 2 of the drives I do not have access to. These are, well, equivalent to the space on 2 of the drive I do not have access to, as that has been used for redundancy. So if a drive should fail or something, I can replace that drive, and I can replace up to 2 drives at a time without losing data. At the current rate, after I began making videos in 4K, I've been collecting data a lot quicker as it's higher resolution, takes up more space, and it's not a pressing issue. I'm probably going to be running out in like 6, 8, 10 months, something like that. But I want to do something about it before it became a real issue. So today's going to be a different video as we're going to be doing some server maintenance. But before we begin upgrading the array and get some more space in this thing, we need to take backups. But obviously I can't back up everything as I do not have space to store it anywhere. So I'll just take the most critical files like templates, logo designs, the various spreadsheets I have around, and that takes up very little space. I'm going to store that somewhere safe, and then we can go and do that. Okay, backup is done, and that means that I can now go and power down the server, like so. There we are. Here we have it. It's been sitting up there for a while, so I'm just gonna dust this off just to see. But it's also a good opportunity to go in and just do a little maintenance. So first, let's open up the drive compartment, which is in here. You know what, that's actually not as bad as I thought. I mean, this case is filtered, so the filters has done a really good job, but I think I'll use this opportunity to take the air filters out and get those cleaned as well, because they could probably use a bit of cleaning. Server's cleaned out, clean air filters and everything. You might have noticed that the drives in here are mismatched. So some of them are WD red, some of them are WD green. When the server was originally built, I actually built them with a full array of WD green, which is they're more like less power consumption, more eco-friendly drives. I thought that would be good to save a bit of power, but these drives sitting in a NAS was just outright dying, and they are intended for desktop use, not really for sitting in a hard drive cage like this. So one of them clearly survived, but I think a lot of them in here has been replaced over the years since they just could not stand up to the constant use of vibrations. These are 2 terabyte drives, as I said. There are 6 of them, 3 in each array. And what we'll be replacing them with are these. Let me show you. So these are the new drives. These are Seagate Exos 18 terabyte drives. The Exor is designed for data center use, so while they are not dedicated NAS drives, I do expect them to perform quite well in an array like this. 18 terabytes, and I got a whole box of them. I got 6 of these. So right now I have 6 drives, 2 terabytes, for a total of 12 terabytes with 8 terabytes of usable space. Each of these drives has more space than my entire array right now. And when I'm done with this upgrade, I'm gonna have 72 terabytes of usable storage, still with 2 redundant drives. So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna take one drive out, we're gonna replace it with a new drive, we're gonna put the machine back together. It's going to detect a drive is faulty as the data is missing on it. We're gonna rebuild that drive. Then once that drive has been rebuilt, take the server down, replace one new drive. We could do 2 at a time, as it has 2 redundant drives, but it's a little risky and I don't want to risk it. So we're just going to replace 1 drive at a time. So first order of business is to get this hard drive cage out. So 2 screws here, loosen them up and go the rest of the way with the thumb screws. These are on rails. And then we're just going to replace that front drive to start with, like so. Now we can begin to put all the panels back on the cabinet and we should be ready to get that drive replaced. So the one thing what's never happened on a NAS has just happened. I lost a drive in the middle of a resilver. I think I can recover, but let me show you this. So right here, I have my drives, and as you can see, I have drive 0, 1, but 2 is missing. So I do not have drive 2. That is gone. I was in the process of resilvering drive 4 when drive 2 decided to die. So right now I'm in a degraded array with a missing drive. And the problem is, if we go in here, this has been sitting here for a while, and you can see it's still only at 0.25% on the resilver. That is because the drive is not always dead, it's intermittent, it comes on and off, and every time the drive appears or disappears, it restarts the resilvering process, and that resilver will never finish because that drive is constantly turning itself on and off. Now, there can be a lot of reasons why it's doing this. It could be that the drive is about to fail. It is a brand new drive, but it could be faulty. However, I have already tried to replace it with another new drive, and it still behaves the same manner. So that means it could be a bad SATA cable, that would be okay. Slightly worse would be a bad Molex, because I don't have spare Molex around, so I have to go and get that. Or it could be a bad port on the motherboard. I have spare ports, so I can swap that over. So I think one of the first things I will do is I will go and get my array into a more stable state. So I'm going to go and I'm going to remove that intermittent drive so that it doesn't come on and off, it'll stay off. And then I can resilver that one drive 4. Once drive 4 is resilvered, I'm back to having a spare drive. I have one redundant drive left, and then I can begin to experiment with that drive, figuring out if it's a bad cable, if there's a power issue, or what's going on with it. But for now, we're going to go and remove that drive and resilver on just 5 drives, and then pray to RNGesus that we does not lose another drive in the next 6 hours that resilver is going to take, and that's going to be some stressful 6 hours. Okay, drive has been removed, and it seems the resilver is now running here. Look at this. So now you can see there that the resilver is now at 3.65%, which is good. Before it wouldn't really go above 1%, it would fail before it got that far. Time remaining is currently at 6 hours, 36 minutes. So all we can do is wait while that drive is being resilvered. Then we can try to bug fix the other drive, figure out what's wrong with that. It's the next day, and I've had this thing resilver over the night. And thing has gone from bad to worse, or maybe even to catastrophic at this point. As you can see here, doing the resilver, the camera will focus. It says that the array is now degraded, and it caused some errors that has caused some data corruption, and it's pretty bad. You can see here I still have access to the array itself. I can see all the files, like they're there, but if I try to open up any video file, for instance, there we go, it fails because the array is corrupted. This means right now, because I had one drive resilvering and I had one that was like flaky, intermittent, and I pulled that out, that is also now a new drive. That's it. The array is gone. I don't think I can recover from this point on. I have one last thing I can try. It's a bit of a shot in the dark. May work, may not, I don't know, but it's worth a try. You see, during this upgrade process, what I've been doing is I've been replacing drives one at a time. So take out old drive, put in new drive, resilver. And I was resilvering the 5th out of 6 drive, so 5 out of 6 of the drive is now sitting in a box out there and has not been touched and has not been part of this corrupted array. What I may be able to do, I don't know if this will work, what I may be able to do is to pull out all the drives that are in the server now that has the corrupted array on it, put in all the old drives, where there is 5 out of 6. Again, remember 2 drive redundancy, meaning I can survive on just 4 drives. I have 5 that should technically be good. Put those back in and see if I can re-import that volume from those drives and then replace that missing drive later to then have that be the new drive that can then be resilvered. And then we're basically back to square one. We started like, what is that, 4 days ago now. If I could get back to that state, then we could try this whole process from scratch again, which may actually be worth it. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna go pull down the server again, pull out all the drives, replace with existing, and then let's see what happens. Oh well, I did not have any luck with the rebuilding the old array, so it's gone. That's it. As I said in the beginning of the video, I did take backup of critical files. It's a shame that I lost a lot of the raw, but again, it's not the end of the world. I have backups of most critical files, and if I need video files from older videos, I can download them off YouTube. It just means I don't have the raw files for those videos, so I still have like my full catalog of videos if I ever need to go back to old stuff. So not the end of the world, just a little bit annoying having to build it. But I'm gonna see this as an opportunity to go and clean up that NAS, get it reorganized a little bit in a way that makes more sense, and maybe also do an OS upgrade, other good things, do some proper maintenance on the server now that can basically just wipe all the drives on it and start from scratch. Not the way I've hoped this video to end, but well, what can you do? Really unfortunate. I think the only thing I'm thinking back on it that I would have changed would have been, instead of when I had that flaky drive, instead of I've just pulled it, I think I would have spent more time debugging it, because I wasn't really, like, I was just in a stable state at that point, stable. But I think I would have spent more time trying to debug that drive, replace some cables, figure out why it was so flaky. By the way, after I installed the drives here for the second one, I did replace a number of the SATA cables, and I haven't seen any flakiness, so I think it was a bad SATA cable that was causing that flakiness. So maybe if I've replaced that SATA cable, I would still have had a redundant drive. I might be able to finish that resilver. So, but again, hindsight is 2020. So you learn, and luckily I did take backup. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed a slightly different video than usual. It was a bit of a roller coaster, this one, but thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.